Alright everyone, welcome back to some more Sercacraft. It is I, Xilestar, and today we're just going to be hanging around a little bit. Oh, we got a lot of stuff. Cool. Let's go and grab all this stuff, and we're just going to do some random stuff right now today. I also wanted to sort of just talk a little bit about what the future of this Sercacraft journey is going to be. So right now, there's nothing really too much interesting that's going to happen. I think when 1.16.2 comes out, I'll probably record a lot more of Sercacraft, just showing off like pretty much what we're going to be mostly doing in Sercacraft kind of thing. But I do want to sort of give a brief update on what might end up happening later on. So when one of my so I'm in sort of convincing my friends to join Minecraft again, or just to play on this server specifically. So whenever that does indeed end up happening, I will be helping him sort of just start getting a grounding on the server. But not only that, I'm going to be reverting my progress. So pretty much I'm going to be losing my level 135 pretty much. Well, I'm going to be at level 135 probably by the end of this. And I'm going to be pretty much doing a large recording session of that. So that should be a very fun to end up recording, just me starting all over again. I've done it once, I can do it again. And I've done many Minecraft series before, so you know what? This is just going to add extra training to makes pretty much. What? Oh, there you go. Having a little bit of lag because OBS. That's fine. Okay. So, not really too much, if anything, has changed. I mostly just added a cow farm and a, what do you call it? A wheat farm. Oh, phantoms are out. That's fun. Let's go. Let's try and get out of here. Come on. Come on, phantoms. You can't follow me. Oh. Haha. Ooh. Just missed it. Oh, almost got hit by one. But there you go. We made it. Alright. Now to rest. Yay. Also, we also have a little bit of a bug on our server world. Let's see if we can. Let's see if it'll show in the video. Yeah, this is what happens. Yeah, every time somebody sleeps on the server, it starts raining immediately, and not many people can take it. So we're just gonna keep turning that off with that sign. And there you go. So what I think what might have happened is that at one point we were having a cool, well, not really a cool one, but just an interesting server event where every one of, I think for a week, we had a eternal day. So like, say, like on one Monday one week to the Monday of next week at pretty much midnight Eastern Standard Time, we would have the game would always be in daytime, so we were always in limbo of day, which sort of helped out because this was back when 1.15, I believe, first came out, kind of thing. So we were mostly just experimenting with the bees a lot, kind of sitting. That is actually kind of interesting. Okay. So I'm actually getting a warning from OBS, which is kind of interesting because I didn't change anything in the video settings at all. I have the game more of in a smaller window just so I can see the recording. And not only that, I also reduced the maximum frame rate cap for the video, just because I think last time I made the file size a little bit too big than my drive could handle. I don't really care. I'm mostly just trying to see if I can just grab as many of these as possible. There we go. It's fine. Okay. Time to go see if the cows need anything, and then we'll probably just journey to the nether. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll just try journeying around. Okay, let's see if any of these... There you go. Oh, a zombie died in there. Awesome. Oh, this is fun. Hooray. And there we go, level 135. I told you guys. So yes, that's pretty much something. Okay, let's see if we can... Anybody else? Nope, looks like we got everybody. Awesome. Yeah. I don't know if last time I actually showed off my Voricle. I don't even think I showed off the front of it. Yeah, I like the front of it. It's really cool looking. This is based off of a... I think a majority of it is based off of a Halo vehicle. I don't know which one. And I don't remember if the other vehicle that I used to splice into it, which is pretty much like the front area, so all the way up until... I believe it's like here-ish kind of thing. I don't know if that is also a different Halo vehicle. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, because they were both built on sandstone and I think it was some other block. I think most of it was sandstone, or not sandstone, stone brick as well. So yeah, I think every villager in this village died, because I've been hanging around it for too long. That doesn't make any sense. I sent my guardians and archers around. That's what's funny. They shouldn't be dead. They should be alive. Yeah. Oh, a little choppy in the video. Because they're turning down the video settings. What? Okay, let's see if I can... I don't think it will let me. I think it's going to tell me, you might want to turn off the game itself. That doesn't make any sense. It's all right. Nothing has changed since the last recording. I think the only thing is that I'm freely moving, and the game does not like it. Also, I like how when I was playing when I was doing the first session of Sercacraft and it was about an hour long, I was like, wow, that's a really like a large video file. I don't know how that thing's gonna, like, I don't know how I'm gonna do the series pretty much. But then I look at, what was it, Nehrum, pretty much Oblivion. I was looking at Nehrum and it was like double the duration and it was like half the video file size. And I'm like, wow, what the heck is the difference? And I'm like, oh, it's probably the frame cap that I had on it. So I changed the frame cap. And then it decided to work just fine. So, yay. Yeah, nothing else is in there. Yeah, I don't see a villager at all. Yeah, they all died. I was looking through this, I think I was looking through this place, I think 2 days ago, and I didn't see any villagers anymore. That was sort of sad, because they should still be alive. Although I find that when I send in my guardians and archers, they go... wandering a little bit way too far. You can already see my archer's dirty work all across the frickin' ground here. Like, look at this. It's everywhere. Here's my guardian. Yeah, so these are spawned-in iron golems that I believe have a bunch of potion effects that you cannot see. Either that or I have my video settings changed. Options. Video settings. Let's see here. Yeah, we can change these back to fancy. I don't know, for some reason I was experiencing lag at one point, so I just decided to change it and it went back to normal. Nope, we should see particles. Yeah, he's just... that. Also, the website that actually helps me figure out like how to do this as well has it so though in survival they can't die. So that's pretty much why I can't hit them. But in creative mode you can, and I think that's the reason why that I actually like using these in my villages. I have them in my 1.14 village, and I liked that a lot. The big problem with that village is that I sort of walled it all off, and every time a raid happens, they get stuck at the wall. And yeah, that kind of adds a bunch of problems to the whole mix. Yeah, so I think since last time, I believe, we had a little bit of issues. They've all been patched. Whenever we use slash trigger home, it does teleport us out of the nether to back to the base like I thought it did. I did patch that. I also patched... Did I hear a witch? I don't know. Maybe. But if I go and show you guys the sort of area that I have, that I've been using to collect materials AFK. So this is a part of a data pack created by someone, I don't remember who, where it pretty much allows you to collect materials sort of AFK-like through every, I think it was like 20 seconds, you get a material based off of a loot table. We have a loot table, pretty much, just so though it gets a little bit easier later on. We did make it endgame, pretty much, where you need a netherite pickaxe in order to trigger it. So, yeah. So you need a netherite pickaxe. This is exactly the loot table that we have it at. We have, I believe, coal being at 30%. We have iron being, I think it was around 25. We have gold at 21 point, I think it was like 21.97, I think, or something like that. Gold will always be changed a value down based off if, like, let's say 1.17 improves the end and has a enderite or something like that kind of thing. So it's sort of like netherite kind of thing. Then gold's rarity will go down, and it'll be pretty much where ancient debris / the dragon egg is at. And I think it's I think it goes redstone is at 9% drop rate. Lapis is, I believe, 8. Diamond is like, so 9, 8, so I think diamond's like 7%. I think emerald is 0.3%. Yeah, I think emerald is 0.3, and nether quartz is, I think, 0.5. I'll have to double check and I'll make a book about it, but yeah, so that, and obsidian is, I think, like 0.8 or something like that. It's higher than most things in here, but I think it's rarer than diamond, I think. So yeah, so we have that as the loot tables. That should be helpful for us so that we can just stand here. Normally what I do is that when I'm playing something or when I'm just, just lazy around kind of thing, just staying here waiting, I just right click this and then just like watch something, I don't know, and then when I go back I go, oh hey, look at all the iron, and then I go and collect that iron and I move it down here where I have my giant smelting station. This takes a lot of iron to end up creating because between the blast furnace and the hoppers, that's like a giant chunk. And over here is where the collection goes to, so this is where all the iron and gold get collected. I don't really have that much in there anymore because I keep collecting it way too often, and I have a bunch of blocks of coal in here just to refill these, but I shouldn't need to for at least a decent while. Oh, these should be slightly used. That's kind of interesting. So you may be thinking that this is only 6. It's actually 12 blast furnaces. It's got double the amount of capacity kind of thing, so though it'll be easier just to do it. And I just have chests up here just so that it sends it into both of these blast furnaces instead of just sending it to one, so it's really slow. And this is only for the what was it? It's only for the iron and the gold ore and the ancient debris. The other thing that we didn't add to this loot table, and you may be asking, is about the nether gold ore. The reason why we didn't add it is because it's just as powerful as normal gold ore, so we might as well just keep it gold ore and not add nether gold ore to it. But it's fine. We also added a new data pack as well. But this data pack is actually very interesting. This one will notify, I'm pretty sure it will notify everyone when a wandering trader is nearby, or when it just spawns to you kind of thing. I'm gonna hide out in the trees. I don't know. I'm gonna try and figure out why OBS is saying that. It shouldn't. Then again, I don't even know if it was saying that during the other recording, because I actually had Minecraft full screen, so I wasn't even paying attention to it. But right now it's doing that, yeah. So this is pretty much what I do nowadays. I just stand here and wait. I don't even pay attention over there. Yeah, I think I've been collecting stuff in here, and that's pretty much it. I legitimately got 2 emeralds here. That's pretty cool. And yeah, pretty much. This one is that's my nether one, and then this one's just pointing me to where Varicol is. So that's why this is here. Actually, I'm gonna go and give a tour here. If I've already done it, then pretty much skip later on into the session, and you'll be sort of excused of that kind of thing. So over here is the bedroom. I've sort of changed the design. Before, I think I had just black stained glass all the way throughout, from this corner all the way over to this corner. I changed that. I originally changed it into being a checker pattern. That also didn't sit well with me, so I just decided to change it to this, and we'll see if this one will stick. Probably, most likely, I'll just change it back into being full black. Probably. I also have 4 command blocks in here. One's hidden behind here, and one's hidden behind here, and one's hidden behind this one, and one's also hidden behind this one. One of these spawns in the snow golems, and the other one spawns in the iron golems. So it spawns them in as a spawner, and then spawns them into the world through that method. So that's pretty much what these 2 command blocks actually do. These 2, plus coupled with something that's over here, is a part of my 3 system method. I don't know if this one's actually it. Is this one the one I'm thinking it is? Yes, it is. Okay. So this one will actually go and scan every NPC / pretty much every mob that's around the area. It gives them glowing for about 10 seconds, and then it disappears. This one kills every mob except for a very selected few, mostly just villagers, wolves, I think, that are tamed by the player, just wolves in general. I think I also have it so it keeps fish alive as well, cats, horses, all that stuff. So pretty much this kills them all. And this button, or should I say this sign, because you can actually have signs having a command, you can just right-click this, and it'll teleport free items to you. So if I go and drop, let's say, cooked fish over here, and right-click this, it'll teleport those items to me. But it teleports every loose item to you. So that's pretty cool. So the cool thing about the command signs that are way different than the command blocks is that command signs, even if we had command block output to being true, let's see here if I can actually change it in here. Command block output, yes, we'll change it back to default. So if I go and, let's say, scan this, it may not show in the chat, but if I go look at the server log, it'll say it. So it says right here, locating ... is pretty much what I named the sign, or the command block, I believe. Mobs. Applied effect glowing to 265 targets. So I can legitimately see it from here. But we can't see it in chat. I don't know why. Maybe it's not announcing them like I thought it would. Okay, that's interesting. I thought it would. And then this will obviously kill everything. I don't know if it kills cows. I hope it doesn't, because I don't want to kill my cow farm. Oh, well, what was that? That was weird. Okay. It had a glowing effect, but it shouldn't have had the glowing effect. Weird. Okay. And if I were to right-click this and then we'll check back, and I'll check the log again. Nothing. So that's something that I've noticed too in single player, is that whenever you use a command block, it'll actually give you a log of what happens. What's supposed to happen is that it's supposed to tell you through the chat. It's supposed to say like, here it would have said, applied glowing to 265 mobs in the chat. But for some reason it's not doing that, which is fine. But I can see it through the server log, which is fine. I also didn't want it to show the commands off through the chat kind of thing. Maybe it is in here. No, it's not. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, so this is pretty much my book right here. I use this only just for special events kind of thing, and I also used it in my single player world. This is actually a command book. So what this actually does is that each and every sort of thing in here has a command. It is based off of the amount of command you can put within the chat. So whatever sort of command you want to use, if you can use it within the chat, you can use it within the book. The cool thing about the command sign is that it's treated as a command block, not as a command in the normal chats. That's pretty cool. But for this, I have these three. I have these in this sort of saved in different things. So if I were to click this, it would change me to survival. If I click creative, it changes me to creative mode, as you'll see. There we go. If I change this, if I click spectator, it changes me to spectator. And then can I use? Oh, you can't. Wait, I did not know that. That's kind of cool. I did not know that. I didn't know it would work that way. And time codes, day and night, self-explanatory. It changes it to the next day/night. Kill mods was my original way of doing it, which pretty much killed everything except for players. I originally made this button and sort of tweaked it with that command block to sort of only kill things that are within the village raid. And then I decided to sort of expand it to be even further. The next page sort of spawns in all of my items for the most part. Items that are more likely to break and special items in this case. So I'll just shift these in here so I'll show it off. So Fortune of the Stars is a cool pickaxe that I use sometimes. It is a Fortune 1000 pickaxe with mending, so that's pretty cool. The second one is the Lightning pickaxe. Very cool pickaxe. It has efficiency of 100 and mending. The next one is the wood cutting axe. Very cool. It has efficiency 5 and unbreaking 3. And then we have the travel trident. This is pretty much this thing right here. Riptide 3, mending, and unbreaking 3. And then we also have the nomadic fishing rod. So if I want to pretty much not have a base kind of thing, I can use this. This is a Luck of the Sea 3, Lure 3, Unbreaking 3, and Mending. So that's pretty much what all of these are. I might be changing these, what am I going to call it? These items to have all of them to have Curse of Vanishing. Because, yeah, these are a little bit too overpowered, especially if somebody just randomly stumbles upon Varkle. I don't want them to have that level of power for too long. I'd rather just be able to, smite them and then the items are gone. That hasn't happened yet, but that will happen if, in case somebody does invade this and steals, like, very valuable items. That will happen. So these are game rules. These are pretty much self-explanatory. I don't really think I need to talk about them, but I'm just going to say it. Or talk about them just a little bit. So these are mostly just for certain special events, so that I don't have to go and end up looking at the wiki just to find out which ones they are. These will just do it for me kind of thing. So, of course, we also have the fact that green pretty much means default, or pretty much means that it is what the wiki says is the default option, and red, or light red I should say, is pretty much what the opposite of that fact is. And Pretty much. If it says default, it means it's actually the default setting. But I always wanted the original one to be, or the front one to be like a yes option, so green, and then the no option to be red. And then the other option, which is only for random tick speed, is more of a burgundy color. So pretty much announce advancements. So pretty much what this does is that if we want to announce advancements within the chat, we just turn this back to default, and there you go. Command block output, default means that it'll always display it, or we have false, which will actually hide it. So I think we change it back to default, I don't know. Do fire ticks, this will just pretty much mean that we'll fire spread. Default means yes, false means no. Do daylight cycle, this also goes with weather cycle as well, where this will say, do we want it to weather/day to pretty much never move. So yes means that we turn it back to normal, which means that if we have a day-night cycle. If we turn it to false, it'll never move. Same thing with weather is that as soon as it starts raining, if we wanted to keep raining, we do that. Once everybody sort of gets, not a better computer, but mostly gets a more stable machine kind of thing, where they can actually sustain rain, or even snow even, then we'll probably have something where we'll just make it eternally rain kind of thing. I think that would be a pretty cool option. Keep inventory, true and default. I think we all know what that does. We don't have it on because we don't really need to. We can literally just click slash, we can literally type in, I think it's called /trigger back, and you'll be able to go back to the last location where you died. And then do mob spawning. Default means yes, and then false means no. So this pretty much, I think, if I remember what the wiki stated, is that it triggers sort of like how Mushroom Islands happen with their spawn rates for enemy mobs kind of thing, where they can't spawn in normally, they have to spawn in through external methods. So spawner, spawn eggs, and I think there's another method too. I think there is, I just can't remember. Oh, if you type in a chat kind of thing. So yeah. Mob griefing. We sort of have a data pack that's doing something similar to this, so we don't actually have this enabled. But we have a data pack that sort of has this enabled. I think the only thing that it doesn't affect is wither. And I think the Ender Dragon. I could be wrong on that. But I think I'm right about the wither. I just don't know about the Ender Dragon part. Random tick speed. We have 3 different ones. So default is random tick speed of 3. We have faster. I have faster here being at 100, and fastest being at 1,000. I at one point almost bricked my single player world by making my random tick speed I think 1,000,000, and I think the game almost crashed. I think the game kept crashing immediately, and I couldn't get back into the world to even alter it. I think I had to use MC Edit to sort of alter it. And do immediate respawn. We have this actually set to true right now. I think I originally made this book within, I think, 1.14. So we had the do immediate respawn command, but I don't think we could enable it until, I think, 1.15. Because I think that's when that command came out. I think it's either that or 1.14. I think I made it the version before it, anticipating for that command to be released. And then this is just locating locations. So the village, mansion, pillager outpost, stronghold, ocean monument, shipwreck, desert and jungle temple, igloo, witch's hut, a nether fortress. So when we're in the nether, we can use it, and end city whenever we're in the end. And that's pretty much that book. I don't think there's much of anything else in this room. These 2 redstone lamps will only trigger on whenever it is nighttime. Pretty much mostly just to pretty much say that it's nighttime. Over here I have 3 things. So I have a copy of Sercacraft rulebook, Voracle, a Let's Play log, so when we do a Let's Play I could probably log it in there, and a captain's log. This one was for a different creation of mine. And how did I get more stuff? I don't know. I will change mine to creative mode later. But right now, that should be fine. Just have to delete them later. So yeah, so that's pretty much everything, mostly in this room. I just noticed something. Behind this banner is a sign. This sign will give you a firework rocket, but this one's very unique. This one actually has a flight duration of 10. Not too overpowered. The normal flight duration that you can have max is 3. I decided to make one that's 10. Not too overpowered, but it's also pretty overpowered. I think that for one session it'll show off like how powerful it is in most cases, but it's not too. It's not enough that you're gonna end up saying like, oh my god, this thing needs to be nerfed kind of thing. It's more so just like, it's there. I'll just store everything in here. I'll just delete everything whenever I get a chance. Yeah, that's everything in that room. So over here, we don't have much in here in the way of command blocks. There is none in this room, but there is 4 command signs. No, there's 6. Sorry, I'm wrong. So as you saw, I have a command sign to remove weather. That one is right here. This removes all weather, if there is any. Snow, rain, thunder, doesn't matter. I also have this one right here to summon thunder, as you'll see. So if we ever want thunder, we can have it. But we'll just turn it off for now, because I have to make sure that it's actually working properly, because this is all from a 1.14, I believe, sign. I'm not 100% sure. I think it is from a 1.14 sign, so it may not be working properly for whatever reason. These 2 signs are actually pretty unique. This sign will actually spawn in a end portal, and this one will replace whatever's there with a nether portal. And the same thing with this one. This one will replace it with a end portal. And these 2 signs right here, remove them. So as you see, it removes them. Now I'll show off that it doesn't matter which one I click, it will remove them no matter what. There you go. This really isn't too overpowered as much as you might expect. For the end portal, it's not really that overpowered. It's more so just so though I have a way of getting to the end portal instead of just finding out where a structure is and going like, okay, time to head back in there. This is just so that I just right click, just pretty much run into it. And in the nether portal, it's not really that overpowered. It's mostly just to establish a portal, then I have to actually plant one down just so though it's more grounded instead of being more portable like this one is. It's pretty much just a portable nether and end portal. That's pretty much what that is. Over in this room, nothing really too much in here anymore. I think I moved a lot of stuff that were in these into a secret location. Yeah, mostly. I have, I think, my shield in here, and that's it. And I have an extra Sercacraft rulebook in here. There's 4 command signs in here. I don't think there's really much I need to talk about them. This one right here turns you into creative mode, and then this one turns you into survival. Self-explanatory. At one point, I want to have the dispensers outside. Over here. Actually, I don't think these are dispensers. I think these are droppers, but they look better than a normal dispenser. So yeah. So these ones are going to be able to shoot a laser, hopefully, at some point with my command signs that will turn on a laser, pretty much have an explosion-like effect at the end, and then get rid of the laser. All within one of these signs, which can have up until a limit of 4 commands all at once. So I want to see how that's going to work. And I'm going to be testing it on a single-player version of this vehicle just to see how well it works. Hopefully it works very well, and then I'll show that off, because that will be very fun to end up just exploiting. I mean, just fooling around with, not exploiting at all. No, I'm kidding. So these 2 command signs are pretty, I want to say unique in a way, but not really. So this one will actually fully heal you from your death. So if you're like just on the brink of dying, you right click this fully heals you in like no time at all. And then this one right here is gives you 3 items. it gives you 2 golden carrots and 1 rapid stew. This is because golden carrots are one of the best ways of fully increasing your saturation, but not really good for hunger. But rapid stew is one of the highest ones that give you a lot of hunger, or pretty much that replenishes hunger, but not a lot of saturation. So if you combine the two, at the full limit, you should have, I think it's around, almost, I think, you should have around, I think, 30 saturation, which is about 1.5 pretty much full of hunger bar. And I think for this, you'll have about 11 hunger pretty much filled. So that's not really, like, too bad, but it's not really too terrible. The other thing I think that's really interesting about this is pretty much more so in the basement. So over here we have a giant storage area with a structure block because I am allowed to use it. And over here we have my armament box, very cool, with a bunch of enchanted items. Very, very cool. I think in this one is just random equipment that I pretty much made over my time of playing Minecraft. If you have come from somewhere else, you might remember this from somewhere. And I think you might also remember this one and this one, I think. I don't know. And if we go and right-click this, and we click, I think it's just shy of right over here. We have a bunch of withers, and I think over here we have a TNT. So yeah, very cool. I don't think there's anything else over here. Over here, not as... yeah, there's nothing over here. Over here we have a smelting area. I sort of had this design on somewhere before. I really liked it. It really suited the place a lot. So I decided to sort of just plant it in here as well, and it sort of fits it as well here. I think that the smoker would have fit a lot better if it was moved over, but I find that it would be much too easy to use the blast furnace. So there you go. Plus I'm not really going to be using the blast furnace. I'm mostly going to be using the blast furnaces over there to smelt everything. Over here we have the enchanting area. So this has a max stack of 30, of course. This is as condensed as possible, so though I can have my little alchemy station and my enchanting area. These barrels over here have a full ingredient list. It has every ingredient that you can make a potion with in a shulker, just to maximize storage capacity for each and everything. And you'll see that there's duplicated over here as well. This sign over here, and replicated over there, of course, will remove all potion effects from the player. So this will remove every potion effect that I have. So I'll have to replant that later. So right over here, we have something that's interesting. I don't think I have anything with mending just to show it off. Or do I? Do I have something with mending to show it off? Do you have mending? You do? Well, I'm going to use you then. Oh, I have another travel try. Yeah, just use that for now. Sort of spoiled a hidden secret. So this is pretty much what I use for mending nowadays. Before I had it so though the sign would give you a stack of 64, I think, bottle of enchanting. I decided to change that into something different. I found this in a different map, and I was like, oh, you could do this. So I decided to sort of tinker that. What was it? Was it a command block? I think it was a command block, and I decided to tweak it into a sign so that whenever you right click, you have to sort of have the item with mending in your hand, or if you have armor, you can just have the armor equipped, and you just right click the sign, and a bunch of bottle of enchanting drop. I think it's I think I have it maxed at 4, and I'll show you what it does. Pretty much the bottle of enchanting is pretty much coming. I wanted the effect so though it comes out of the book, but it doesn't really happen that way. So pretty much this spawns in a bunch of thrown bottle of enchantings a block above this enchanting table, and pretty much smashes it upon the book itself, and then it gives you all of the experience sort of thing for the item for mending. So that sort of neutralized the whole giving you a bunch of bottle enchantings just so that you have a bunch of broken levels, pretty much. And I sort of gone a little bit crazy with a bunch of these items where I was finally able to rename them with color and bold and text and stuff like that on some of these. Not really. I now have a new stick. I call it the beating stick. It's very cool. Very nice. I think I changed the enchanting list a little bit, so I think I had knockback first, I think, and I changed it to sharpness first and all that stuff. I have a old oracle compass. I'll just have to change that. It's not that big of a problem. This here, I have a battle box. This has a bunch of stuff in it, and this also has a bunch of behemoth stuff. This is my pretty much my god set, if you will. A bunch of 32k armor, or pretty much a 32k armor. This has a useful tools. This has pretty much like Steer the Strider, which is this. I think it also has one with a normal carrot. I think that one is for a... I'm trying to remember the name. I think I have it called Steer the Pork, I think, as for the pig option. Toolbox pretty much is mostly just like little knickknacks here and there that I've created over time. I think it also at one point has a monster spawner. I think it also has a command block in it, and I think it also may have a structure block. I don't know. I guess we could check it. It's not like it's that big of a deal. Yeah, it does have a structure block. And it also has barrier blocks. And it's also got some cool items in here. This is just from a different world that I had. And I think some of these are as well. Yeah. I also found a way to enchant a terracotta, named it Design, because it's I don't know, I just decided to make it as a joke. And a glass, white stained glass, and named it Glass Boy. So pretty much whenever you kill it, it says that they were slain by you with Design and with Glass Boy. So I thought that would be kind of funny. Just roll around with. I don't know, it was pretty funny when I made it. Useful tools, I don't think has anything interesting. Yeah, it's just got basic stuff in there. Steer the Pork, yeah. And I have the pneumatic fishing rod, training bow. Yeah, everything else is just fine. Yeah, you'll notice that some of the stuff says unbreakable. I also found out during 1.13, I'll probably show it off too. But back to everything, I have the makeshift box. This pretty much just has random assortment of equipment in here. And the wander box, same thing. It's got random assortment equipment in there. And then the traveler's box has just... I had two black shulker boxes running around somewhere. I decided to just splice them together. And that's pretty much what that is. And over here I have the wander barrel. This is pretty much how I had everything else being in here. It's very cool looking. And I think that's pretty much everything. There's nothing really too much else over here as well. I made sure that there was no doors in here, so it looks as, I don't want to say innocent, but it doesn't look as easily invadable as much as possible, because you have to sort of crouch down and you have, you're more vulnerable that way. And there is a secret down here. This is pretty much the only secret, where we have a hopper here. This hopper has 3 potions that I was able to make through commands. One of them we will be using, but mostly it's just to show off these potions as well. So one of these potions is named the Stealth Potion. This gives you invisibility pretty much infinitely and slow falling. This is pretty much just a really interesting one. Also, you won't be showing off any potion particles as well, so it would be very good to have, especially if you're just going to invade someone's space. You just pop this potion and you don't have to worry about it. This one is the Behemoth Potion. This one's pretty interesting as well. This one gives you those stats. That's pretty much what I was using until I got rid of the potion effects. So yeah, I'll have to pop another one of those. And I have the Buff Boy Potion. So So yeah, this one's not really that overpowered. I could make this even higher, but I decided to just stick with this. And that's pretty much all the potions that we have in here. I also have something else within here. I'm just going to talk about just briefly. I don't think I need to talk too much about this. This is the ammunition barrel. So this has a bunch of my deadly experimental arrows. So these are pretty deadly. And they're very disorienting. So I'm not going to go and end up using one on people. This is only when there's a raid on someone's base kind of thing. And they decide to raid my area. I'll use these. But only on self-defense. This is my crossbow rocket. Yeah, it's pretty strong. It's pretty bad for the lag kind of thing. And we also have my thieves arrow. This is pretty, pretty simple. I don't think I made it too overpowered. I think I made it pretty simple and not really too dangerous. So pretty much if you don't get one-shotted by this, you're going to be taking a lot of damage. You're going to be taking heavy poison. Plus, no matter where you are, for 10 seconds, I'll be able to find out where you are. It's pretty simple. Pretty self-explanatory, too, of why that is there. And over here, we have a Piglin Observer armor. So this one I made in 1.15 in anticipation for 1.16, of course. And we also have the Firmening Ho. Man, I don't know why I spelled it that way. Yeah. This was created from a old world that I had, and I just decided to change the Ho to Netherite, and change the name and give it Curse of Vanishing. That is because I think it's watermelons. And I think there's a different farming one, farmable thing that only get bonuses from looting. And then there was one of them that gained bonuses from, what was it? One gained it from looting and the other one's gained it from fortune or something like that. And I was just like, oh, okay. I'm just going to, I'm just going to go make a hoe that has both of them then. And then that's when I also found out that certain items or certain what is it called? Certain I guess we could just call them produce in this game actually get picked out faster with a axe more than a hoe. So I decided to just, make an axe as well. I don't think I kept it, though. I think I just... We should be reaching the cramming limit at some point. We should reach it at some point. I don't know when, but it should happen at some point. Maybe when the cows are... Maybe when the baby cows are grown up, they'll actually get the cramming limit. Okay, I'm just going to go over it one more time. I'm going to find out if there's any that need it. Nope. I think that's it. Okay, then. Here we go. Are some of them being damaged? Huh, interesting. I didn't know some of them were being damaged. Yeah, it's going to be a really loud area. I can already hear the peace and quiet. Yeah, so just in case I didn't talk about this on the last, or during the last session. If anybody from the server actually wants their creations, pretty much they just need to let me know, and I'll give them either the world download, or if they have it on a structure block, sort of like how I have Voracle Being and my last creation, that I might as well just pop it down so I can show you guys where I was pretty much using before. But yeah, so pretty much if anybody wants their creations from a from the server kind of thing, let me know if it's on a structure block. Like I have Voracle here, big under structure block. So if I was pretty much not the host kind of thing, and I just said, hey, I want Voracle for my personal usage, I would go, okay, give me a second. I'll go and search up through the server directory and find it under the generated tab and find out, like, where your creation is. I think I can possibly find it. I believe my creation should still be on the server. I do still have to remove it from the order at some point. But we'll find out if it actually is. And in case you're saying like, oh, this isn't survival, I never claimed it was, to be fair. This server, we pretty much have it so that we can do exactly whatever we want. We did not specify that you have to literally play by, not really play by the rules, but you literally don't have to like, dang it, really? I don't have it? Wait a minute. I might have actually, no, it probably still is in there. Wait, give me a second. It might still be in here. Generated structures. Nope, I got rid of it. I did. But it's fine. I will add it in anyway, just to show it off. I technically am allowed because it is my 1.15 structure. But I will immediately remove it anyway, so it's not really that big of a deal. Where is it? 1.13? No. 1.14? No. 1.15? No. 1.16. There we go. We'll go copy that over here. We'll minimize. Oh, no, wait. I can't minimize that. That's where the server was. Where is it? Here it is. Structures. Paste that there. We will extract it here. There we go. There we go. Okay, back to the game we go. So now it's in there. Position prepared. Anything interfering with it? No, we should be fine. And load. There we go. That's one half of it. So we can get rid of this. I don't need it anymore. And this was Razabase. So this was my, pretty much my bread and butter of the server. This was pretty much where I was staying for the 1.15, almost 1.14, I think. I think I stuck with a smaller form of this as a Sercacraft instead of Razabase. So I'm going to do a tour of this because this is pretty much what my original sort of home was, and I actually really do like it. I appreciate it a lot, and I am going to talk about it. So this over here is the main area. The only way of actually entering this place is if somebody inside actually lets you in. You have to open up this door, and there's a sign here that'll literally open up the door to anyone that wants to sort of go in. Now, if there's nobody inside, there's no way of getting in unless the owner has the /trigger home button to teleport you inside of here. Pretty much. And to pretty much close this door, you right-click the sign here, and it closes the door. Same thing with over here. It has the same sort of limitation. It does this, and there you go. Perfect. We're going to go to the captain's quarters, and then we're going to go and move our way back over here. So over here we have the captain's quarters. This is pretty much a cool thing. There's apparently a player head out there that is actually a TV, so I pretty much have it as a way of seeing outside. This is not really something we really need to look at pretty much. This is not really realistic at all to where we are. Over here we have some barrels. This is pretty much what was in that battle box, I believe. The only difference is that this is not in here. And the server's lagging. Hooray, this is what happens when you throw in this in here. Yay, so this is pretty much my one of my old armament boxes. I had 3 different shields. Very cool. This is my armament box. Same thing here. This is actually supposed to be a part of the original sort of ship that's not this one, I'll probably end up showing it off maybe at some point. I think the armament block still. These signs, I believe, can turn it from night and day, I believe. This has all the command signs that I've ever made. And I'll be able to show it all off. This will actually teleport you somewhere else, but we're going to do that later. That's pretty much all of this. This has this here pretty much. That's just to hide a glowstone block. And then this has my piglin observer and the compass, because we have a lodestone built into here. Over here, there's not really too much else to say. There is actually a command block within here that will give you a celebratory firework. And over here, we'll teleport you to the surface, because you can actually do that with here. It's pretty cool. Over here has a spawning mechanic, so that you can spawn in different things that I have. I have a shulker box here with the NBT data for different stuff. So hooray, I have that. We also have 2 signs in here. So one over here will actually create a team called the Omni Knights. And over here we have the recruitment. So once you right click this, you'll be recruited into the guild kind of thing. Over here we have 2 command blocks. We have the one behind this log that'll actually kill every loose item. This is to prevent lag and sort of solve some lag issues kind of thing. Not really too much of a big thing now, but later on, yes, it will cause a little bit of things. And over here is nothing. I don't think that's exactly what's supposed to happen. But yeah, that's something. Yeah, these are supposed to be hidden from sight. And it'll sort of show off the final command block pretty much later on. I think this one right here gives every player the effect of glowing for 300 seconds. This is so, though, in case somebody is about to raid someone, I can just right click this so you can actually see where that person is. And below here it gives you the list of every teams. I think this one right here is supposed to give you the team members of everyone in the Omni Knight faction, but I think it didn't really work properly, because I don't think it gave anybody the actual list. So I think that was the main problem for that one. And over here is where the original portal area was. So you can right click this, you get the end portal. If you have to sort of like huddle over here so you don't actually trigger it, and then these 2 signs remove it from there. This is the original storage area. I'm not going to go show off where every storage area is and show off like what's exactly supposed to be in here, but all the white ones actually have a bunch of arrows in them. That's it. These ones are the rain ones pretty much. So this one I think clears weather. This one gives thunder. And if we right click this, we get towards the main sort of control center. Pretty cool looking. This gives me my Thieves Arrow. I think this one also does as well. No, this gives me my crossbow rocket. I think I showed that off. I think it wouldn't let me show off the name of it though, but it does sort of show it off. Over here can turn us from survival to creative whenever we want to. Pretty cool. Over here we have a beginner pack. I'll show that off whenever one of my friends decides to end up joining. And we also have the Thieves Arrow and the Thieves Crossbow. Pretty cool. Over here we have a pillage to loot, so whenever I go loot somebody's secondary base kind of thing, like if they have a farm nearby their base, let's say, and I decide to raid it, this is pretty much where everything will be stored. And I think there should be nothing else in here. This just has a random assortment of goods in here. Not really interesting. This book literally only has one thing pretty much, and that says ship moving service. Before I used to have it so though I can use a structure block to remove the ships. It would have like one inside kind of thing to save the ship itself, and I would have one outside or close to the outside that will actually remove the ship. I sort of found a way around that, and I'll show it off last. But yeah, you'd use a book like this just to pretty much remove all the items that would end up dropping from the ship itself, so that it doesn't cause major lag, especially when it was using structural blocks, because it would replace everything with air. And one of the problems with that was that at any time there would be a chest filled with stuff, it would drop it. as if you broke the chest itself, which was a problem because it created a bunch of lag, especially since I'll show you guys why it created so much lag. Over here was pretty much where I would keep most of my stuff for random adventures throughout everything. And I think over here was just my my money vaults, pretty much. So all my blocks of emerald, gold, and diamonds that I got legitimately without even using the AFK thing. But everything else kind of thing is actually exactly like obtained from that. This gives you the same book as before. I think this one's out of date, maybe. This one might give you diamond stuff instead of netherite. And then this is the Sercacraft rulebook. So yeah. I think that's it for the upstairs area. Over here we have two sort of side areas over here. This one opens the door, of course. We also have this one, which I'll use to store player heads if we ever sort of do PvP. One of these signs, this one. Okay. So this one will actually give you all of the achievements, or advancements in this case. And this one, it's over in this area, will give you all crafting recipes once you right-click it. So there's that. So if you want to know all the crafting recipes and all the advancements, there you go, there's that. There's nothing really too much else to say about here. Not even the shulker boxes are pretty interesting. Like this one has like an elytra, and some rockets are already pre-spawned in. And I think this one over here has, yeah, not really that much stuff. It's got a compass. I think that's it. Down here we have the major sort of smelting area. So this is what I mean. This is the original design. I really liked it a lot. Like look at it. It looks really nice. Over here we have a bunch of extra blocks of coal. And over here we have a sign that allows you to spawn in blocks of coal. Very cool. I do need to pick this block because there is a command block underneath here that we will talk about. So over this one, this will give you Bad Omen. This is because I wanted to see, well, not really just to see, but mostly just to like experiment with Bad Omen. That was back during 1.14, I believe. And over here we have Hero of the Village. I wanted to experiment to find out like if different levels of it will actually do anything. Not really. Mostly just extends how long it lasts for. And over here, I'm not going to break any of these, but these all behind these are command blocks that will change the game rules. Just like the book, pretty much. And over here is the original place where I had the design, so yeah. Over here is the major, pretty much the alchemy station. I think I'm forgetting a few things. I don't think I copied them over, either that or... No, it did. Either that or I didn't save it properly. That could also be it. Yeah. So this is pretty much my my new design of pretty much doing everything for that is to keep the trapdoor sort of flush with the wall, and I sort of did that with the infinite water supply that's behind this, so that you can have infinite water potions. The only problem is that there is no blocks that you can add that you can block the water within, so that it will never actually flow out. I originally had stair block. That gets waterlogged. I had slab. That gets waterlogged. I think I also changed it to be fence, I think. No, it wasn't fence. It was something else. I had it as a sign. That gets waterlogged. I think I originally had it as something else as well before that. I think I had it as a... Nope, sign was the original. And then I decided to change it into trapdoor. Now the cool thing about a trapdoor is that you can actually block the water flow whenever you teleport this in. The problem is that once you open it, it'll actually start flowing out. So yeah, that ends up happening. So once we get into this room, this is pretty much the giant storage area. I'm not going to go through every single chest, but yeah, this is pretty much the major storage area. And now you're going to be thinking that, oh my god, we're done with the room tour pretty much? Like, that doesn't seem like it's gonna... Like, that doesn't seem like it's pretty big then, because look, we're missing pretty much a big portion of the front area and the back. You're exactly right. So when I originally built this, I originally had it as a giant open center of mass, pretty much. Then when I was deciding on doing something different with this build, I ended up changing a little bit of how I wanted everything to look at. So I decided to change a lot of the major sort of ways of getting around. So there is actually a room behind the enchanting area, and there's actually a room behind the, or I guess you could say behind, not really, behind here. But something else I wanted to mention is that there is also a command block somewhere here, yeah, right here, that summons a dog, and I think there was another one somewhere over here. No, there isn't one. Okay. Very cool. I thought there was one there, but I guess not. Okay. Because I had one that spawned in a skeletal horse and another one that spawned in a dog. And of course I also have ones that spawned in the iron golem and the snow golem somewhere in here. I'm just not gonna bother just trying to look for them. But if we right click this sign that's right behind this banner, we'll get to the major farm. So this is pretty much self-explanatory. It's just a farm. That's pretty much it. Over here we have a Goliath set. This is pretty much my behemoth set, just with a different style of armor. I think I have it as a mix of iron and chainmail, and that's pretty much that. Over here we have pretty much the spot where you would stay in AFK waiting for the farm to grow, and this also has the farming hose, and then you just back out and you're done. Now, when someone would normally look in here, they go, oh, this is just a small little room, this is nothing. But if we right click this sign, and this sign, we go into different rooms. So over here we get into the left big area. So this gives you Behemoth Potion right here, and then this one gives you a healing potion. I'm going to get rid of the buff boy, but we're going to keep the Behemoth so I can restock the Farrakal one. And then this one we have the healing potion. So this one, when you right click, creates a lingering potion of healing for a short amount of time. And this is pretty much where I pretty much had a giant time, or a large time pretty much, just sort of just building it around. So this thing over here has the old upper storage area that I had during 1.13, I believe, before I started to make pretty much empty the chests, but keep the items just somewhere else. And this has the left storage area. So this has a copy of the left storage area as the NBT area. I think these are 1.15. I don't think I changed these to 1.16 yet, but it's fine. And then this is out of date. This is, I know for a fact, is still 1.15, but this is the everything pretty much area. So this has everything that you would see that's located within creative mode. So everything in building blocks in 1.15, just want to still clarify that, is actually in there. So everything from stone to pretty much whatever was last in the 1.15 category. So we'll say diorite slab was the last. It goes all the way up to there, kind of thing. So there's that. So that's pretty much what that was. And over here we have a cool area where you can sit and, well, not really sit and relax, but here. And then this has a Behemoth and a Goliath set, so just extras of that. I got lag, okay. And over here we have extras of Behemoth potions, so you don't have to click that, you can just right click there and get it. And this has my original travel box. It's very cool. I don't really think there's anything else in here mostly that I need to talk about. This was my original Sercacraft shulker ender chest thing, I think, where I just stored all these stuff in my ender chest and just forgot about them pretty much. And this spawns an 11 by 9 by 5 TNT, pretty much slab, pretty much. I was having a lot of fun with my original area in 1.15 where I was just throwing those down and just building a giant chasm. And then this pretty much is almost a replica of that, just on the right side. Except for this gives you the experimental arrow and the nuke. I'm not going to launch this, but this is pretty much what it does. It's very annoying. And of course this is the right storage area. That's pretty much the only difference. And the upper area is practically the same. And all that stuff. This is also the exploration. Is this the one, or is this not the one that I'm thinking of? Ah, yes, this is where I stored a bunch of the, like, special, what's it called? Like, other people's maps, items. So I have the 1-block dungeon and the Voyage Adventure box. And we have a map barrel, so this is where I keep buried treasure map, ocean, and woodland. And a bunch of experimental arrows already pre-spawned in, so I don't have to do it. I think this one is the... yeah, it's pretty much the same. And this has a bunch of buff boy potions. I think these don't have anything of significant value. Yeah. And that's pretty much that. The last area that we need to go through is this. So this is what I mean. So this is the original area. Since I can actually damage this, I don't think there's anything else in here. I think I added these barrels in the last second, so that, yeah, this probably has a bunch of stuff in here. Yeah. So this teleports you out. This, I believe, gives you a button, so that you can, gives you the right number of buttons to, so that you can be able to activate every command block that's within here. So that's pretty cool. So over here we have the raid killer. I can actually show you the command for it. So this is the command. So let's go down to the list of everything that it excludes. Come on. Are you kidding me? Whatever. So this excludes bees, hopper minecarts, horses, wandering traders, snow golems, villagers. We have to actually activate. We actually have to have it as villagers because I would be nearest villager house pretty much. Skeleton horses, paintings. Don't really want to break paintings now, do we? Item frames, because I use item frames here. Iron golems. And player. Okay, so I guess I didn't actually add wolves. I thought I did. Huh, I thought I did add wolves. Oh, I did. Wolf. And hopper, minecart, and bee, yeah. Because I had to add bee because of that fact. I don't think I added cats for some reason. I don't know why. So this will pretty much kill all of the ones that are not on that list. So whatever's not on that list will die. That list is just to tell the game, do not kill those. But kill everything else. So I'll definitely refine that list to add cats and all that stuff. This one right here will teleport, as I said, every item to you. So that's self-explanatory. I called it the item magnet. And this will actually scan local entities so you can actually see where everything else is. So that's pretty much everything in this front area. So let's get back to the back area where we get to the big bread and butter of this entire sort of thing. So this area has 3 entrances. It's got this one right here, and it's got this sign over here, and it's also got this area over here. The bottom area is not really too big of a thing, but this is the big area. So this has a elytra booster. It's the same as the other one, and this has a bunch of other stuff in here. So this has all of this. And this actually isn't the full secret area. This actually has 2 extra secret areas. So this has a side area over here, I believe, which has, yeah, this has a bunch of stuff that I've actually created. So this has all of my one area from my I don't know what it was, when my first pretty much Minecraft world on YouTube, and this has also my second world on Minecraft YouTube. So pretty self-explanatory for that one. This has my 3rd series on YouTube, and this is a world I created a long time ago. I think I was playing it with friends a long time ago, and we named it Corrales. No relation to the actual Minecraft YouTuber Corrales. So, yeah. This is pretty much the creation I was talking about. This was a creation I created a few years ago. It is literally a mountain house that I spent a lot of time and effort doing. And just so you guys know, I literally spent a lot of time and effort making that this mountain, pretty much, because it is a mountain, as like detailed and as amazing as possible. And by amazing, I mean like have a bunch of like functions within it that I literally don't even have the inspiration to build anything anymore. Literally, this is the last thing. Mount Ridge Gym is literally the last thing that I actually created before I stopped just having the inspiration to create anything anymore, because I've already poured so much effort into that mountain looking like pretty cool looking. And not only that, just pouring in a bunch of like what would be really cool to add, like a kitchen kind of thing, and I don't know, just an obsidian's like generator kind of thing. So I pretty much created a lot of stuff within that mountain that I sort of just lost the inspiration to create anything anymore. So yes, that's why you're gonna see something like this, or not even just this, but like what was the other one? Like a Voracle, or even like the small aircrafts are pretty much for this kind of build. Yeah, and this has a bunch of generating of ores kind of thing. Yeah, that was just for single player though, not for multiplayer. So when we go down here, you'll see that we have a 5 shulkers, pretty cool, and we also have a trapdoor here. We'll excuse that for a second. So where this is actually located is that it's located really close to the side. Did we go to this one yet? Yeah, we did. Okay, so I just got to remember that one. So we got to go to this one. So this one right over here, it has random junk in it. It just has random stuff in it. This has an extra bunch of shulker boxes, yeah. And this is actually something that I wanted to mention as well. So when we first put this server as 1.15, I was the discoverer of bees within it. So I was able to pretty much store all my bees in here. And when I was experimenting on single player to find out if you can actually contain bees within this, pretty much a beehive, and have 3 bees and see if you can actually collect it, you can. But the problem with that is that the beehives don't stack like this. This is because I shift clicked it, or alt or control and middle clicked kind of thing, and did that. That's pretty much it. And then this just pretty much just has a bunch of random materials from an area that I wasn't, from my old smelting area that I just didn't really pay attention. And this has a bunch of tools in it, pretty much, and that's it. So I'll go through a spectator mode just to show you guys all of that, pretty much. But now we're going to get to the big, large storage area that's actually within this entire thing. So if you guys think that this is huge, or even upstairs, this is actually big. And plus, I made sure that this looked really, really nice too. Over here, we have a giant under area specifically just for certain materials. This was like where I put a lot of my effort into. And this is probably the reason why I don't like building new things on Minecraft. Because as soon as I build something new, I have to pretty much do this. So I had to do this. So I built this because I think it was 1.14 or 1.15 that did this. Where you can actually do crouching sort of like this. So I just decided that, hey, I'm going to go and end up using it as a crawl space. I think this was made in 1.14, I think, but I never actually applied it until 1.15. So I did it for this area because this actual craft can actually support this, whereas the one that I was using before couldn't. Decided to just use it here. There's actually a smaller version of that over here. So this is sort of up to date to 1.16, not completely, but sort of. And yeah, this has a campfire and all that stuff, but over here is where we get towards the amazing part about this. So this is the lodestone where all of those pretty much compasses are connected to, and this actually has same thing, but it also has every command sign box that I think this one is just anything that can be just tapped and it does something. This will actually spawn items. This will, I think it's just normal command blocks. Yeah, it's just command blocks. And this one is just command items. So command blocks that add items to the thing. And that's pretty much it. Nothing really too much else here. And there's literally no other secrets. Like this is just a separate one that's only conjoined because of this. That's it. And this doesn't really have much, I think, in it, right? Yeah, it doesn't really have much of anything in there. Yeah, this mostly has everything. This does that one. That side doesn't have anything. But yeah, that's pretty much it. All the command signs are pretty much just as basic as the other one. But now we get towards the cool part of this build. The cool area, pretty much. So if I were to take off this map and this end frame and put a button here, I'll grab a stone button, okay? And if I were to right-click it, it's automatically removed. And then we just do this, and it removes them all. Look at that. Clean. Almost like I never even had the ship on here. So, what you just saw was a command block that replaces everything in that area with air, which is better than it just saying that it breaks the blocks. Because when you have the game saying that it's going to break those blocks, what happens is that it literally does end up breaking those blocks. Which, if I were to have done that, we would have had a giant mess, a giant pile of items scattered firmly on the ground. And it would have created a huge, huge mess that somebody would have to clean up. More importantly, me. I would have to end up cleaning it out and making sure that nobody else is experiencing lag and all that stuff. So that's why I decided to sort of change that. I think I changed it during, in between version 1.14 and 15. I think I decided to find that. And yeah, this is vertical. I really like it. It's very simple. It's very spacious. You know, it's very, very big. It's also very modest in its design as well. You know, it's not too horrible looking. And yeah. I really do like it. The only thing that I'm really still sad for that it's not actually out in Minecraft, and I feel like it should, is you can put slabs on the side. So it can act like a real wall. So instead of having it like on the top here, it would be flat on the side. So it would be like just pretty much take this little half off of the thing and call it a slab. The end. Then the back here would look 10 times better, but it's fine. It's fine like that. I don't know. I just find that it would look a lot better. So this is pretty much my new vehicle that I'm going to be running around with for 1.16, and probably for the future. But I think for the future, what will probably end up happening is that for random chests, like this one, and maybe this one. Maybe I'll keep the vertical compass, I think. So like all that stuff kind of thing will be sort of emptied into what I called that thing, which I think I called it Razabase. Yeah, Razabase. So Razabase will pretty much contain everything from vertical for this sort of version. And for future versions kind of thing, it'll probably just be stored there, or I'll probably just store it in a random thing that I have that I call it, literally I call it crate. And what it is it's just literally, 8 barrels with, I think it's got trapdoors on the side of each and every one, so it looks really nice. So it's pretty, like, nice looking. And I'll probably just end up storing it there and just keeping it there until I decide to, see if I can store it in the base or even store it in the base kind of thing. But I'll probably just end up keeping it in a crate for a long time. And, yeah. So, I'm sorry for the rambling of this sort of session. I pretty much had nothing planned. And as I've stated earlier, I have no motivation to build anything new in this game. I don't know what it is. As I said, I think it's Mount Ridge Dam. It took a lot out of me. Like, if you guys really want, I don't mind showing it off, but it's from 1.12. Because I have no inspiration to end up improving it any further until I think it's MC Edit and ends up updating itself into 1. I think they've been planning it to be updated to 1.13 for about 2-3 years now, and it's still not out yet. So I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, so that's going to be it for today. Tomorrow, I'll actually do something. We'll probably just try and find a, I don't know, random dungeon or something like that. And yeah, that'll be it for today. Tomorrow we'll do that.